Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained phenomena video on what are called ley lines, and I got to give you a bit of a backstory here. I was originally looking at why a lot of the uh, a lot of the ancient building sites were lined up around the world, not just in one specific area, but all over the world. And I found this particular definition, and for some reason it fits. I don't know why it does, but it does. Nobody can explain why it does, at least not rationally. For those of you who don't know what these are, ley lines are, they were first theorized in 1921, and they refer to naturally occurring alignments. I wrote this down so I wouldn't get it wrong. Naturally occurring alignments of earth energies, or mystic convergences. These natural alignments link a plethora of ancient sites such as Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, Pumapunku, Teotihuacan, and Chichen Itza. And there's a bunch more all over the world. I'm just listing a few because if I listed them all, the video would be an hour long. These ancient sites all fall upon these supernatural lines, and by supernatural I mean they're claimed to be supernatural. What I myself can prove is that you can draw a line between them, and a whole bunch of them line up on these lines. You draw a line this way, and they're all lined up on this line, and these lines converge. The scholars indicate that it's possible that these lines that line up all these ancient sites are naturally occurring fault lines, something to do with geothermal energy. I don't know. Some of them say it's magic. There's naturally occurring magical lines, and where they link up, you can do all kinds of magical stuff. I don't know about that. I mentioned this in another video, that if you believe in God, you have to believe in magic, because magic is in the Bible. The Pharaoh's wizards threw their staves on the ground, and they became snakes. Aaron threw his rod on the ground, his became a snake and ate up the others. So, obviously God is more powerful than the wizard's magic, but the wizards had magic, so magic is by definition real. That being said, I don't know if any of this is true or not. I'm telling you what I read. I know for a fact that these sites all line up on various lines around the world, and some of these lines intersect. There's people out there who seem to think there's some mysticism to these lines. Naturally occurring energies, supernatural energies. I don't know. I've not felt them, nor have I actually investigated seriously, so I can't say whether or not that's real. But there are noted scholars out there who seem to think that they are. The part that gets me is if they are naturally occurring ley lines like that, somehow these ancient builders either knew about the ley lines or were drawn to them instinctively. Now, that being said, the fact that these things all line up, these sites, ancient sites, all line up, and some of these sites are thousands and thousands of years old, they line up around the world, and they're all on the same lines. That tells me that it was planned, or there is something to that, so that they would build on this particular site. Maybe they could feel the energy. I don't know. For some reason, ancient builders who weren't much more than cavemen built these ancient sites all along the same lines around the world. Call it what you want, but that's what happened. Regardless of whether or not these ley lines are supernatural, many ancient sites around the world are aligned with each other. Ancient builders with no knowledge of each other built their massive sites all on these lines. At least a good portion of them. The southern tip of Ireland is a good example here. The southern tip of Ireland, all the way to Israel, there's a straight line that connects 7 sites, all with some form of the name Michael. To date, no other explanation can explain these alignments. These ancient builders didn't have telephones or compasses or any kind of advanced GPS. Let's make sure, oh, we got to move it another 4 feet this way and we'll build right here. No, but they're there. So for whatever reason, they were doing it. And it begs the question how they knew. Unless somebody was directing them and organizing it, they knew somehow. That's all I'm saying. So if you have some time, look into these ley lines and put something in the comments. I'd be glad to read it. I'd be interested. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.